Hey guys, it's Theory Dame here, and today I'm going to do something a little different and talk about the episode of Steven Universe that just released called Buddy's Book. I thought this was an important episode because there's a ton of interesting details littered all over the place. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to see more videos from me in the future. In this episode, we see a gem location that we've never been to in Buddy's journal. Looking at the picture, you can see it's a direct match for Blue Diamond's throne contraption as we see it when the crystal gems attack her. The design on top is exactly the same. It also has the same drapes and fencing as Blue Diamond's throne, not to mention that it has the mechanical legs that Blue Diamond uses to escape. This basically confirms that Blue Diamond was on Earth at some point, as I doubt that any other gems would be permitted to use her throne as a transport device. Perhaps when the crystal gems attacked, she fled to her forces on Earth? I find it weird that she would just leave it behind like that. Hopefully we'll find out more about it in the future. On his adventure, Buddy runs into all of the crystal gems. He says specifically when he sees Amethyst that he met the third crystal gem, which implies the final crystal gem, even though he hadn't seen Rose at that point. This is further cemented when he does eventually meet Rose. The way he behaves makes it very obvious that he had never met her before. This begs the question, why did Rose not help save Dewey and Buddy when they were coming to establish Beach City? Was she hiding from the humans on purpose? Did she convince the gems that she had to go on special business, which is why she's with the Lions? It's shown that at least a little bit of time has passed since the crystal gems saved their ship, as a statue of Dewey had been created and the town had a couple buildings built. If the humans had enough time to get that far in making Beach City, I doubt they wouldn't have run into Rose unless she was either gone for a long time or she was hiding from them specifically. Only time will tell exactly why. We also see Rose with a pack of lions in this episode, in what is probably the same desert that Lion was found in. So now we know that Rose was at least friendly with a group of lions, which can make us wonder, why is our lion pink and has special powers? Possibly Rose could have made him magical somehow so that he could protect the sandcastle. Many of the flora and fauna that Rose interacts with seems to be magical in some way for whatever reason, such as the moss that turns into pink flowers. I find it unlikely that Rose is just happening across all of these magical pink objects, and I would rather guess that she's the one making them magical herself. The names that Buddy gives some of the gem locations in his book could give us some hints about their history. As we know, the Crooniverse loves to sneak in little Easter eggs where they can. The Titans, in Greek mythology, were the second generation of deities. The most well-known Titan is Cronus, who overthrew his father Uranus to usher in the Titans as the new gods. Fearing that his children would do the same as he did to his father, Cronus ate all of his children except for Zeus, who was hidden away by his mother, Rhea. Zeus did eventually overthrow Cronus and saved his siblings who were trapped inside of him. My best guess is this is a metaphor for the Great War itself, where the crystal gems, similar to Zeus, tried to overthrow their tyrannical leaders. Hubris means excessive pride or self-confidence, which probably alludes to the personalities of the Diamonds, most notably the leader of the Earth colony, Pink Diamond. Being that Buddy literally named it the Spire of Pride, it could also be inferred that this tower was some sort of marvel during the times of the Gem War. I wasn't able to think of much for this one, other than that they're slugs, who sparkle. It's also interesting to note, however, that Buddy not only made a note about the gems on their back, but also about their skins themselves. Perhaps something about their hide is important. The most interesting things about this is not only did Buddy get the name right, but he also didn't write any notes about it. To get the name right, he must have found it in a place where it was labeled somehow, and because its entry directly follows the sparkling slugs, it would be easy to assume that he found it the Lunar Sea Spire. As we see him traveling through the spire, we can see it's already in ruin, and as we know from the episode Cheeseburger Backpack, the Moon Goddess statue must be placed at the top of the Lunar Sea Spire to keep it from falling apart. It wouldn't be too far of a jump to guess that the Moon Goddess statue was at the spire, but it was waiting to be placed at the top during the full moon. That also begs the question of why wasn't it at the spire later, when the crystal gems had to get it from the giant bird? This episode just gave us so many questions and not enough answers for them. Again, not much for this. It's an upside-down pyramid. However, by the next entrance in his journal, the mystical mural, we know that for certain that somehow Buddy was able to enter the pyramid and was also able to leave again. The only way to enter the pyramid is to place a diamond-shaped object into the door at the entrance. He probably didn't have to escape the pyramid because he probably wasn't as dumb as Steven to mess around with things that could be dangerous. But did Buddy guess at how to enter the pyramid by seeing the hole and made something to unlock the door? Or maybe the diamond-shaped object that Garnet uses to open the door was already in the door, and the Crystal Gents had removed it so no one else could stumble in. This one is probably just the Crooniverse making sure that everyone remembers that this mural exists and that it is important. Maybe we'll learn exactly what Rose was doing in the mural sometime soon. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's a place with many holes. Don't think there's really much of importance about this journal entry. And we're finally done. This episode was huge for information, especially for an episode that most people thought was just going to be a throwaway town episode. Did I miss anything? Comment down below with anything that you noticed, and see you on the next video.